All right, well, let's move on here to our eyes. And then we're gonna take a break after this, I promise, okay? So we'll do eyes, and then we'll have just a couple more left. So our eyes are also also active, but instead of task, they're now the relational side. So they're also engaging, but they're more about the people. And so our eyes are influencers, inspiring, impressing. They love to impress people. And they are, again, relationship active, make up about 25% of the population. So they're about a quarter of the people you know will have some eye in them. And so being aware of what makes them tick is important. So they love also leading and being up front. They may say even love like training or helping people understand personality, things like that, But they do love relationships. And they like to rally the troops. These are your encouragers. So if they're leading, they're going to be the ones going, let's get motivated. What can we do? How are you feeling? Let's go Team Raw. They're your cheerleader type people. Their basic mantra is, let's have fun while we work. Now, it's more let's have fun, but if we're at work, I guess we're supposed to work too, right? Would be they'll generally put the fun first and get to the work when they have to, which means if it's due tomorrow they'll get that done. If it's due by 8 a.m., by 4 o'clock, you should have at least a rough draft, right? So they can tend to procrastinate at times. And so what they desire are accolades. They love affirmation. They love this for people to tell them they're doing a great job, or say they're leading a training class and people are getting it. They would love to hear affirmation if they're doing. You're enjoying it? Thank you. I just didn't know if anybody was enjoying. No, yes. I'm just kidding with you. But they do. They do love accolades. And they have a lot of relationships. Now, others may not define them as relationships because they're going to be the deepest relationships, but they know a lot of people. And if you talk to those other people, they probably say, oh, yeah. Oh, I'm great friends with them. Really, when's the last thing you did with them?
1,200 Facebook friends.
Exactly. There's this comic that said he had 10, and it's a person's funeral, there's like 3 people there, said, I don't understand, he had 10,000 friends on Facebook, It's kind of sad, I know, all right. But that's that eye. They know a lot of people. The people may not know them well, but they know them, and they feel connected to them because they feel loved by this person. And so they also love opportunities to unite people, bringing people together. Kumbaya moments. Let's hold hands. Hands across America. You guys remember that old stuff, right? We're going to hold hands. We're going to sing Kumbaya. We're going to love life. And if we get to that other stuff, we'll get there. They also like differences. They like varied environments. They don't want to come in, again, stereotypically, and sit the same thing and do the same thing day after day. They want difference. They want change. They like to verbalize their ideas. And verbalize, a lot of times tend to be verbal processors in general. And I can tell you, my wife and I'm definitely an I. I am a mix. I'm a blend, but one of my main dominant would be I. And I was working through something, my wife and I both were, and we're both feeling emotional about it. And I'm like, I just need to verbalize, I just need to talk this through. And she tends to not want to talk things out. And she's like, look, call your friend, please. I can't do this right now. And I'm like, oh yeah, you're right, because you need to process inside. So then I called my friend, and I felt much better, and she'd processed. We came back together, like, okay, now we can talk, right? But I didn't need to talk as much, because verbal processors need to verbalize when they process. And they want to verbalize their ideas. They want to share it with people before it's really well thought out like the D, but they're just excited to share it because they think it's a good idea. And then they love to have freedom from the details of the project. So they want to verbalize this great idea and then want you to go do it. And they'll help you, giving you motivation. You can do it. I believe in you. Woo! Let me know how it goes. Eric, yeah? You've had that before?
Yeah, my boss is a mix between an I and a D.
Like, you can do it, Eric. I believe in you. Let me know when it's done, and I'll take credit for it. No. Eyes will give credit, yes. And they'll say, look at how I motivated Eric to do this so well. I did a good job here, didn't I? Yeah, yes, you did. Yes. The influencers keep the world connected. However, the task still does need to get completed, right? And they sometimes lose sight of that. And so now we have our happy faces on page 19, and you see the happy faces look different. Now our happy faces, you've got a happy face in the middle, and all around that happy face are happy faces. And the eyes love happy faces. Oh, everyone else is happy. And so somebody's sad. They want to make that person happy.
Drains our energy.
It does. They want that person, what's wrong? Let's make you laugh. Let's get you in a happy place. It's like, well, I don't want to be in a happy place. Well, that doesn't make sense. We want everybody happy. And so they're going to try. I can tell you as a dad, being that's a dad, if one of my kids gets hurt, their mom is very nurturing and wants to hold them. I want to make them laugh. And yes, and that actually has come back to bite me. One of my jokes used to be, I hurt my leg. Well, I guess we're going to have to cut it off. I just got to get rid of that, and that way it won't hurt anymore. No, Daddy. Well, one of my daughters, who's also a lot like me, when she was like 3 or 4, I said that to her, like, no, Daddy. Next thing I know, she comes back with a knife. And I'm like, oh, which is why I said that used to be my joke. Like you learn. Okay, that one didn't work so well. And so they respond to friendly feedback. Those are our eyes. They respond to friendly feedback. They love rewards for completion. They like Scooby snacks, right? Good job. Here's a gift card. Sticker. Give them a sticker. They're happy. They love recognition for their accomplishments. And they love social interaction. So if you're a D or a C, which we'll talk about a little bit later, this may not make any sense to you. It's like, look, you got the job done. You did your work. Especially they work with you. It's like, I pay you to do this. You did it. Why would I reward you for that? That's their motivator, right? At the same time, if you have family members that are like this, it's like, look, this was your chore. I told you to do it. It was on the list. You did it. What do you want? They want accolades. They want accolades. They want affirmation. And so giving them that isn't really a bad thing. You're not giving in to them. You're helping them be motivated. All right?
And it usually doesn't cost anything.
And usually it doesn't.
That's the amazing thing about eyes. Is, we don't have to have a financial bonus.
Right.
Although it's good.
You're okay with that.
It means just as much.
It does. The idea of connecting and feeling loved and feeling valued is really important. If they don't, you could keep giving them bonus pay increases, but it won't long-term matter. They don't feel valued. Some growth areas or deadlines are important. They do matter. Managing timelines shows care. And so they'll think timelines don't matter as much, but that shows care, and that can hurt the relationship because then the person is not perceived as trustworthy. And so if you can help an eye process, this hurts our relationship. Not about the task. You're not getting your task done. It doesn't matter as much as that relationship side. The details are also important. Every emotion does not need to be shown. And helping an eye process, it's okay to hold some of those things on the inside. Use your inside emotion voice, right? And too much optimism can hurt others. I know we're $1 million in debt, but I think we can fix this. How are we going to do it? I don't know, but I have faith in us. Okay? Especially for our task people, they're going, you have no idea of reality because their perceptions are different, right? And then opinion, again, does not make it factually correct because they also go on opinions, like our Ds, because they're not about the details. A couple verses to live by. Humble yourselves before the Lord, and he will lift you up. James 4:10. Again, humble yourself. It's not about me, it's about God. And then 1 Corinthians 14:40, but everything should be done in a fitting and orderly way. For an eye, it's like, why? Well, because that does show care. It shows thought. And people like when people think through things. So a couple biblical examples. Peter. Peter is an eye. Why would I say Peter is an eye?
Well, he definitely showed his emotion.
He definitely showed emotion.
He was up there. He's like, yeah.
He's active. He's a leader, right? Exactly. Jesus, I'm with you to the bid her in. No, you're going to deny me 3 times. There's no way I deny you. Yeah, okay, I'm going to deny you. Yeah. I'm not really a man of conviction. No, yeah, lopping off ears, wanting the relationship with the non-Jewish people, the Gentiles, right? So I'll eat with you, but then the Jewish people come, oh, I don't want to get in trouble. I'll eat with you. And, and that's when Paul, being the driver, or the D, came in and goes, look, what are you doing? Fix this. Okay. So he's an I. And then Ruth is also. Now, Ruth's a little bit, maybe not as easy to see. Basically, she had this relationship with Naomi and said, hey, look, I'm going with you. It's about the relationship. I'm not going to go back to my people. I'm going with your people now. And then she just really cared and really was very influential in a positive way for Naomi, and then obviously for her people as a whole, Boaz. And so, when you see how she just helped bring everybody together, she was a uniter, not a divider. And so, in summary, the good stuff, let's play. It's fun to play. Emotions can be on display. And love to be the center of attention can be a good thing. But then the bad stuff is they can tend to be loud. They have that work later mentality. And they can tend to be reactive emotionally. And that's also a negative, right? And then they may lash out. If you hurt them, you will feel it. And they will generally do a little bit more character assassination because they really want you to bleed if you really hurt them. Okay? So right now what we're going to do is we're going to take about a 10-minute break. I appreciate you guys. You've been doing a great job. And then we'll come back together for our last couple. Thanks, guys.